Yo, what is going on, everybody? This is RPT, and welcome to a very special episode of the Miami Dolphins Madden 18 Connected Franchise Series, as today's episode is going to be the trade deadline special. Like we always do, the trade deadline special is going to be a very long episode of just trades to finally complete the team and make it as good as possible, so we give ourselves the best chance possible to bring this team from as bad as it possibly was to Super Bowl champions. So we have a lot of trades lined up from you guys in today's episode, and hopefully we can make as many as them happen. So instead of rolling my long intro that I normally do, we're just going to keep it simple here. Hopefully guys do enjoy today's episode, and if you do, make sure to drop a like. If you have any more suggestions for this series moving forward, let me know in the comment section below. Subscribe if you are new, turn on the notification bell if you haven't. Let's just get right into things and do the gosh dang thing. So starting off, we finally get our left tackle. We traded for him like 4 weeks ago. 94 overall on David Bakhtiari. The doctors have cleared him. He's not like, it says he has a high chance of re-injury for his foot fracture, but screw it. We'll play him through the injury because that's what we do around here. We do the dang thing. So finally, our offensive line for the first time looks good because everybody's healthy. Everybody is healthy. Now, also, we had a discussion last episode, rather you wanted me to trade away Deshaun Watson because a lot of people wanted me to get Lamar Jackson, but for the majority, most of you wanted me to keep Deshaun Watson, so we are going to keep him. Also, Tevin Coleman might be traded in today's episode so we can improve the number one starting running back. We'll have to see what happens because we don't have that much to trade away, but let's see what we can do. Now, first trade suggestion from today's episode, Pat's greatest ever, who always seems like he gets his way in the series. 117 thumbs up says to get your favorite rookie from this year's class. Now, you guys know I am from the state of Alabama. I'm a big fan of the University of Alabama. Therefore, we are going to get a player that was drafted in the first round from the University of Alabama at a position that we could use an extra player at. That's a player that got drafted by the Atlanta Falcons, and that is none other than, it's going to be the guy, Calvin Ridley. Now, we have a problem. We have a big problem. I just now thought about this. We might not be able to get Calvin Ridley, not because we don't have what it takes to get him, but because the Falcons only have $2.12 million worth of cap room. So if we're going to get him, we're going to have to offer a player that's less than $2.12 million. So that could make things kind of difficult. Hence, we might have to trade away some draft picks, which we don't currently have, which is why this episode is probably going to be extremely long because there's going to be a lot of trading away to get draft picks to use in deals. Now, I do really want to get Calvin Ridley because we only have two really good wide receivers, and behind that, we just have Cordell Patterson. So he could be a very solid number 3 receiver for us. Now, would they be interested in Cordell Patterson by chance? Unfortunately, they're not. Now, what positions do they want? They want a cornerback. They want a free safety. We have Corey Moore, but he's worth too much, unfortunately. How about Jimmy Ward? You want Jimmy? They don't want Jimmy. We do have a guard, though. We have a nice young rookie guard in Quinn Crabtree, who they do actually want. Now, let's see if they actually value Calvin Ridley that highly. So let's see if we just do the quarterback trick. We signed this guy, George Lovren, who's a rookie. Let's see how close this gets it. So they do value Calvin Ridley at 5 stars. So if we threw in a running back, Zach Zinner, this would put him over the cap. Brilliant. So we will throw in the lineman Crabtree, which we probably will have to trade a lot more than just him. I think this deal I think is actually impossible. It's actually, I think, impossible. When you do there's no point even trying this deal, because genuinely, when you trade a player like this, who they're interested in terms of the green, and you offer it and it's still in the red, I don't think it's a possibility. Now, to prove that to you guys, I will try to go out there and trade for a first-round draft pick from somebody and then add it to the deal, but I don't think it's going to work. I genuinely don't think it's going to work. Now, let's see if any team out there is interested in Dwayne Brown. Let's see if we can get a first-round draft pick for Dwayne, and it looks like there's actually no NFL team out there interested in Dwayne Brown, so that puts a damper in my plans for today's episode. Now, let's see. Raekwon McMillan, we probably are going to trade him away. Wait, do they want Raekwon McMillan by chance? The Falcons want him? Falcons don't want him, so that sucks. So who do I trade away for a draft pick? We have free safety Corey Moore. Somebody out there's got to be interested, so the Falcons are, but unfortunately, he's worth too much. Oh, difficult. Patrick Chung. Does anybody want Patrick? Anybody in the NFL want Patrick? Nobody in the NFL wants 77 overall Patrick, so that's difficult too. So guys, I actually don't think we're going to be able to get Calvin Ridley. Unfortunately, I just don't think it's going to happen. There's just not enough to trade away for a player. I mean, we probably can get a wide receiver in today's episode better than Calvin Ridley overall wise. It doesn't cost that much. So we'll keep that in the back burner if we have enough to trade away. By the looks of things, I thought there's going to be some teams out there interested in like a Jimmy Ward. They're not. I thought somebody was going to be interested in Patrick Ward. They're not. And if they were interested in these guys, which means we'll probably could get like a third or second round draft pick, which is big in trades, but nobody wants them, so we're not going to be able to get that from them. So it's going to be very limited what we actually can do in today's episode. So I apologize. I wanted Calvin Ridley, but it's just not going to happen. Now, next suggested comment has 61 thumbs up. Food versus Food. This guy actually has 10,000 subscribers. Shout out. Says trade for Amari Cooper, Mike Daniels, Justin Houston, or Cam Jordan. He says also don't use Lamar Jackson because everybody uses him in their own franchise, and never trade Canu Neal. We're not, both second part of this comment, okay, not going to get Lamar Jackson, and we're never going to trade Canu Neal. That's a set in stone for today's episode. Now, I'm kind of interested. I don't know who exactly I do want from his comment. Amari Cooper, potentially, since we didn't just get Calvin Ridley. But the number one position we do need right now is when you look at our team, look at the talent, you look at the defensive end position, and it just looks out of place. If we can get somebody like over 90 overall, we'll have pretty much a full like 90 overall defensive line. So with that, I want to get Justin Houston and do what we did with Khalil Mack and convert him to left end. Now, I don't know how hard Justin Houston's going to get, because in connected franchise, he's always impossible to get in year one. But this is year number 3, since we have used 3 different teams. This is year number 3, so he might be kind of easy or easier to get than what he is in year number 1, because he's probably regressed a little bit, because isn't he like close to 30 in real life? So he is already a left end, and he's 30. So that's actually perfect for us. He's worth a lot of money, but we have a decent amount of cash. Now, let's see what it's going to take. We have a quarterback. That's what I didn't think about. We do have Jordan Ryan. Please be interested in them. They are big, because there's very few teams for some reason like interested in our rookie quarterback, 79 overall, Jordan Ryan, in the green interest, which means we get the most value for him. So this is perfect to add him in this deal. Now, how hard is Justin Houston going to be to get? Let's go, boys. We're going to be able to get him. We are going to be able to bring in Justin Houston, the Miami Dolphins, and I had no idea he was going to be this easy to get, but he is. Let's go. So, if we also throw in Zach Zinner by chance, would this be enough to bring in Justin Houston? No. But what I do want to do is try to get some draft picks. So, we have... Does anybody want one of these tight ends by chance? I wouldn't be against trading away Dalen Norwood since we have Mercedes Lewis. I mean, he's a solid backup. If somebody would be interested in a tight end, like a 24-year-old tight end, I mean, I would trade him away for a third-round draft pick. There are a couple teams. So could we get our first-round draft pick for this guy? The 49ers don't have a first-round draft pick. Giants, do they have a first-round draft pick? They do. But do we don't need a first-round draft pick for that deal. But, I mean, why not try to get one? How close is this? That's yellow. So, how many running backs do we have? We have TJ Yeldon. Would I want to trade away TJ Yeldon or this quarterback? How close is this? Made it pretty close. If we throw in TJ Yeldon, would the deal be accepted? That is a question. Do we do this? Would this be accepted? Do I trade away TJ Yeldon? Do I do that? Do I try it? Actually, that was not accepted. So if I do throw in the quarterback, can we finally get a first-round draft pick, please? Hello? That puts them over the cap. Brilliant. So let's go on to the next team. Panthers. Do they have a first-round draft pick? This is why this episode is going to be so long. So if we just try this on its own, would this be accepted since it's a late first-round draft pick? No. Now if we throw in this quarterback, will this be accepted? And no. So we take out the quarterback. A lot of finessing happened in this episode. We throw in, let's try Zach Zinner. Let's try him. And close. So now if we throw in Dwayne Brown because we don't need him and no team out there is interested in him, that still wasn't accepted. What the heck? Strong safety. We have Patrick Chung. Nobody needs him, wants him either, so submit this. So I guess it is going to have to take the quarterback. So if we throw in the quarterback, eventually, we're going to get this first-round draft pick. George Lovren, first-round draft pick. I'll take it. So now we're going to use that first-round draft pick in the Justin Houston deal. But we probably also can get a draft pick out of that deal because you'll see what I'm saying here in just a second. So throwing back in that quarterback, Jordan Ryan, which means we will have to go out and sign some backups at the end of this trade episode. Now, throwing in that first-round draft pick, going back to the Kansas City Chiefs to get Justin Houston. Let's see if we can get some, 4th and 5th-round draft pick along with this deal. No. So how about just the 4th? No. I don't know if this would go through straight up. Let me just make sure. I want to try to get as much as possible, as I always do. 6th and a 7th from next year, maybe? And no. How about just the 7th from next year? No. So how about just Justin Houston? So I think we got as much as we possibly could for the value in that trade. So I think that was actually worth it. So we get 96 overall veteran defensive end Justin Houston to play opposite of Khalil Mack in this connected franchise. That is absolutely perfect, which now means we can potentially trade away Dante Fowler and Aaron Lynch in today's episode to bolster their team elsewhere. So I might come back to this comment and maybe try to get Amari Cooper, but we shall see if we can potentially do that. So we go to trade suggestion number 3. This one we had 14 thumbs up, but there wasn't many people suggesting this particular position, which we do need to upgrade, which is backup linebacker. Brett Boyd says to get either Blake Martinez or Myles Jack, which I am 100% down to try and make happen. Now, let's see if Myles Jack and Blake Martinez are on their same teams. So let's see who's the higher overall. So the Jaguars, Myles Jack, he is going to be... So Myles Jack, he's a left outside linebacker, but we can convert him to middle linebacker, which is solid. So he's an 82. Now Blake Martinez, we've got Myles Jacks before, so if we can get Blake Martinez, and he's actually a middle linebacker himself, he could actually start ahead of Reuben Foster. So if we can get him, if he's not ridiculously overpriced, I would be worth it. Plus he's only $400K, $460K. But do we have what it takes to bring him in is the question. Now, let's throw in the players that I am willing to trade away. Von Ingram and basically both of these guys. They're interested in Dante Fowler. Okay, so how close? So I don't think we'll be able to get Blake Martinez. Because once again, it's a team that does not have any cap. That's so dumb. Why do they only have $1 million? That is so freaking dumb. What if we... Nah, I'm not going to trade away Reuben Foster. I'm not going to do that. I think we're just screwed, really. I think we're just screwed. So I guess we will have to get Myles Jack to be our backup. Unless the Jaguars... See, the Jaguars only have 150K? So that's not going to work either? Dog, this is so dumb. Oh, why? Okay, he's at 670K. I think I'm grasping at straws. Unless Raekwon McMillan, they're interested in him. They're not. I don't think there's any player that we can throw in here. So that sucks. That's not my fault. I genuinely can't get him because they don't have the cap. That's stupid. But we will still try to get a middle linebacker for today's episode. And this is the last trade suggestion that was thumbed up. And after this, we'll have to just go by me, which is scary. Me making my own decisions. So dog, I just now realized the same guy twice. That's wild. Didn't necessarily expect that to happen. But here he is again. Pat's greatest ever. 130 thumbs up. You're the guys that thumbed it up. He says Sony Michel, Tremaine Edmonds, Kiki Kute, and Bradley Chubb, Stephon Gilmore. Now, Stephon Gilmore is the player actually out of this deal that I was interested in because we could use another high overall cornerback, but I'm not actually sure if he's that high of overall. I don't want to get any more rookies because those rookies, we don't need players at those positions in particular. So let's see what Stephon Gilmore's overall is and see if he'd be worth it. He's 85 overall, man. He's worth $9.2 million. I don't think that's worth it. Because, I mean, he'd be better than Shaquille Griffin, but we're going to play with him because the two brothers, he'd just be a third best cornerback, and he just costs $8 million more, so I guess that's it. Maybe we go back to that other comment and try to get Amari Cooper, and after that, it might just be me on my own. That's scary. So let's try to get Amari Cooper. I really do want to try to get him. He's worth $4.04 million. They have enough cap room so we can work with this deal. So, left outside linebacker. They do want a guy like Raekwon McMillan. This is solid. Submit this through. That's kind of close. There's potential there. Now, do they want one of our defensive ends? Aaron Lynch or Dante Fowler? They want Dante. Submit this through. That made it yellow. So now I think one draft pick added in this deal. We get Amari Cooper, and that's a player I don't think we've ever gotten before in a CFM, which is awesome. I love getting new players for you guys. But now the question is, what if I throw in that? Do I have another quarterback or do I have a running back left? We have TJ Yeldon. We don't have any more quarterbacks to trade away. So what I do now, I think, is maybe, is there any team out there interested in Cordero Patterson by chance? It's got to be one team, right? One team kind of, that's all I need. Right there, Colts, that is all I need. Can we please get a third for Cordero Patterson? Please? That's not even close. Is there any? Okay, so there's one team really interested in them, the 49ers. Can I just get a, they don't have anything, dog. A first from next year maybe for Cordero Patterson? That's really close. So we might actually be able to make this happen. So they need a left tackle. Like, I don't need Dwayne Brown anymore. So if I add him in the deal too, will this be accepted? They didn't even bring it up a lot at all. So they do need, oh, I don't know. I don't know if we have anything. Jimmy Ward. You guys want Jimmy? You want Jim? They did want Jim. Okay, so we do get a first-round draft pick from next year. Now, we use that in the deal potentially to bring in Amari Cooper. Let's see if that's enough. I feel like I'm kind of overpaying, but I guess at this point, you got to do what you got to do. So, Raiders, let's throw in once again, who was it? We had Raekwon McMillan, our defensive end Dante Fowler, and a first-round draft pick from next year for a potential in Amari Cooper to be our second best receiver, I believe, which would be solid for sure. So let's just in case see if we can get like a 6th-round draft pick, or let's go with a couple from next year. Let's go with the 6th and the 7th from next year, see if we can get this also in the deal. And I think we'll be able to make it happen, but barely. Maybe not. Maybe not. Wow, that is so close and so annoying. So I think we're going to have to try. This is where the episode, and why the episode is extremely long. So what we're going to have to do now, I think, is trade up for a 2nd-round draft pick from next year. Which I know is kind of annoying, but like I said, we have to do what we have to do here. So let's see if we can trade up for a 2nd-round draft pick from this year. And I think that should be enough to make the deal happen eventually. So let's see if we can throw in Corey Moore into a deal. No, not him. That's not. Oh, the Raiders were interested in him though, but I'll hold on to him for another potential deal. Patrick Chung. Let's see if some team will give us a 2nd-round draft pick from this year for this deal. So I don't know. Any team. The Ravens. How close is this to going through? Not really. So could we get would a 3rd from this year be enough? Does a team value a 3rd from this year? Like what is this right here? Is this accepted? So that is accepted, but are those, I don't know. Like, is there any difference right there? Like, in terms of Madden trades, is that value, is a 3rd-round draft pick from this year valued over a 1st from next year, or are they the same? We'll be able to see right here. So if we throw in that 3rd, and we throw in those 2 players the team was interested in, and that was Dante Fowler, and that was also, dog, my brain is broken. All I've done is make videos and stream today. It was Raekwon McMillan. Now, let's go back to the Raiders. Is this enough? Please be enough. Please, please, Raiders. Stop delaying this episode more than it already is delayed. Will this be accepted? See? Like, does that make sense? Does that make sense? So the 1st from next year wasn't accepted. Okay. Alright, whatever. 1st from next year along with these 2 players wasn't accepted. So I trade a 3rd from next year straight up for, a 1st from next year straight up for a 3rd from this year. And that worked straight up, so apparently the value was the same, but then I add that in the deal, and I don't know. But hey, we get Amari Cooper. So that's 2 players that we add to the team, and I think that's pretty solid. I think that's a pretty freaking solid trade. So now, boys, our next bit of business, we need to get a backup middle linebacker or maybe a starting middle linebacker, make Reuben Foster our backup. So the players we still have that we can trade away, let's try to see what we can do here. We have Von Ingram. We also have Aaron Lynch. And then we have that guard. We have Quentin Crabtree. So what middle linebacker can we get? So the Ravens, let's find a middle linebacker that we'd be interested in getting. CJ Mosley, like, he'd be solid to bring in as a backup middle linebacker, but we'll see if there's anybody better. Zach Brown, he's fast, so he's a potential. Brian Cushing, he's old, so no. Bobby Wagner, he's worth a lot of money, and we need to sign some backup, so we'll hold off on him. Like, if we can get him, I mean, I think that would be solid, but is there, like, any rather kind of cheap, higher overall middle linebackers we could potentially get? Luke Kuechly, already got him 1,000 times in videos. So I might actually, Ryan Shazier, we've got him before plenty of times too, so I'm going to hold off on him too. So who do we actually, Deion Jones would be solid. He would be solid to even maybe play ahead of Reuben Foster. So maybe Deion Jones is the guy we try to go after. Blake Martinez, we already know we can't get, so we can't get Deion Jones because gosh dang, the Falcons are the team that don't have any money. So we can't get Deion Jones. So maybe the best bet, maybe I do go after CJ Mosley. Maybe I do. If they're interested in any players, I mean, he'd be a solid backup middle linebacker. Well, let me just see what if the Seahawks are interested in any of these guys. They're not. See? So that's screwed. So Ravens are interested in Quinn Crabtree. So maybe this has potential. Just maybe. I mean, I think he'd be a solid backup middle linebacker for sure. And I play with 4 linebackers a lot, so he'd play. Submit this through. That's potential. That's potential. Now, I also still have a running back I can trade away. So that does hold some value. TJ Yeldon, we can potentially trade away. Submit this through. That's mighty close. All we need is a draft pick. All we need now is a draft pick so we can trade away some crappy players. Like a Waddle. Let's trade away a Waddle. And also trade away, do I trade away Patrick Chung? I mean, he's a good backup. Like, do I actually need to trade him away? Who's somebody else? Or maybe I have a kicker and punter. I forgot. I need to get rid of this kicker and punter. Backup kicker and punter. They could hold some value, maybe, in a deal. Let's just find a team that wants a center and then try to get like a 5th round draft pick. So the Bills. Just give me a 5th. All wants a 5th. Please. A 5th. Close. I think we're going to get a 6th. Now, question is a 6th enough? I'm trying to get a 6th and a 7th. Just try to get a little bit of something. Was accepted. Okay. So now, we go back to that deal. Trying to get CJ Mosley. Will we be able to get CJ Mosley to be our backup middle linebacker? So Baltimore Ravens, adding in CJ Mosley. I don't know why he's such a low overall. I feel like he should be higher. But anyways, so they did want Crabtree, our backup rookie guard, and also the running back TJ Yeldon, and last but not least, a 6th round draft pick. And it was accepted. CJ Mosley is our brand new backup middle linebacker, and him as a backup middle linebacker, I must say, is pretty freaking solid. So what else do we need, really? Like, what do we need? What do we need? We don't need Kiko Alonso is not the starter. Shaquille Griffin is, but he's hurt. So we could use, I don't know. What do we need now, boys? Maybe a better defensive tackle number 2? Maybe we try that? Or, oh, I know what we need. We need a better starting running back. That's what we need. So Tevin Coleman. I am willing to trade away Tevin Coleman. So that makes things interesting. What running back do I go after? I want to make this episode, since it's going to be so long, I want to make it worth it for you guys to watch. I want to get somebody incredible. We're not going to get one of these guys because we made the rule we can't get anybody off the Browns since they're the last team we used. David Johnson? Do I try? Would you guys actually want to see David Johnson? Melvin Gordon would be interesting. Kareem Hunt would be interesting. But it all depends on what it would take to get these guys. So, let me go back to the players I'll be interested in trading away for a potential running back. But first of all, let's throw in Tevin Coleman. And then we don't have much left, really. Von Ingram, and then we have Aaron Lynch. Chiefs want Aaron Lynch. Chiefs, is there any team out there fully interested in Tevin Coleman? Okay, a couple teams are. Cool. So we can get something. We don't need to use Tevin Coleman in this trade. We can use him elsewhere, because we're going to keep Saquon Barkley for sure. So, let's see. Do we want Melvin? I kind of want Melvin Gordon myself, because we've never used him. We've used Kareem Hunt before, but we've never used Melvin Gordon. Is there any other running backs that spikes my interest? We've used Ezekiel Elliott before. We've used Jay Ajayi before. We've never used Devontae Freeman, but once again, the Falcons are already -3 in the cap hit. -$3 million in the cap hit, so we can't get him. Leonard Fournette. They're -2, so we can't get him. That's annoying. It's annoying. Now, I think our best bet might actually be the man. It might be Todd Gurley. Have we ever got him before? I think my 2 running backs I'm down to is Todd Gurley. For some reason, the man, the myth, the legend, Melvin Gordon is sticking out to me. And I really want to try to get him. So let's try to get Melvin Gordon. Are there any of these? Well, they're not interested in any of these players, so maybe that's a fail. Maybe we don't try to get him. How about the Rams? Or the Rams want any of these guys? The Rams don't want them either. So this might be a GG. This might be a GG. Unless, let me take out Tevin Coleman. And let me throw in the free safety that we had, Corey Moore, that I am willing to trade away. And see if they want one of these guys. So there's the Rams and the Chargers. The Chargers want any of these guys? Nope. So who do we go after? Who's the man we try to get? Kareem Hunt. Do we try to get him? They want 2 of these guys. Let's see this right here. That's pretty close. We might actually be able to get Kareem Hunt. I mean, I'd be happy with this for sure. I'd for sure be happy with this. Submit this through. Mighty close. If we can get some other draft pick, man. We do have a draft pick here. So let's try to trade up and get something to use in that deal. So we have some wide receivers we can trade away. Let's just try to trade up for a 5th from next year, maybe. A 5th. 5th from, or 4th from next year. Maybe this will be accepted. I have no idea. Not even close. Maybe a 6th from this year. Will that be accepted? I mean, Kareem Hunt would be solid to get for sure. Not accepted either. So, heck, would a 6th from next year even be accepted? I don't know. Dog, I don't know. Is this enough? Can we get a 6th from next year? Okay, that was accepted. Is that enough, though? Will they accept a 6th-round draft pick from next year along in that deal for Kareem Hunt? And remember, we still do have Tevin Coleman that we can trade away for a potential upgrade at another position. Now, Kareem Hunt, adding in that draft pick we just traded up for. We also have... Dog, my brain is just not working. Talking for this long hurts. We also have the men, Corey. We have Corey, and we also have Aaron. Will this be accepted? No. Dog, I don't even think that went up at all. That's unfortunate. So now what do? Now we are in a bind. Maybe we trade away Kiko Alonso. Maybe we trade him away. That'll free up some cap room. We're going to sign some free agents. Like, that's not a big deal. I know team's not interested in them. But that can help us get like a 6th-round draft pick or a 5th-round draft pick from this year. I mean, that'd be solid, I think. That's not accepted. So maybe we can trade up for at least a 6th from this year. Maybe. Please? Bucks? No. Anybody? Can we get a 6th from this year from anybody? I think that... Well, the Cardinals don't have one. The Chargers, please. You wouldn't give me Melvin? Give me a draft pick? Okay, boom. We get a 6th-round draft pick that's valued at 2 stars. Now, this might be enough to bring in Kareem Hunt. And I'm set in stone. That is the man that I want for this series. So, last try for Kareem. 6th-round draft pick. We're going to throw in Aaron Lynch. Not him. Aaron Lynch is left in. And then Corey Moore. And we're going to get Kareem Hunt. It's going to happen. Please. Madden, give me the man. God dang it. What do I do now? What does a man do? So I got to trade up now to maybe a 5th. Now, do I trade away Patrick Chung if we have to? That's really unfortunate. Throw in a wide receiver too, Jaquim Grant. Anybody want any of these guys? Just give me a 5th or a 4th. A 4th would be preferred. Please? A 4th? Will this even be close? Probably not. Not even remotely close. So a 5th? Can we get a 5th from somebody? Please? Bros. Okay, so for the first time in this video, I'm not going to make you sit here and watch me try to get a fifth from somebody, but I'll come back whenever I make it happen. Oh, I didn't expect that. So, I know this has turned into not what you wanted, and not necessarily what I wanted either. But something happened, so I accidentally traded away Justin Houston to get Kareem Hunt, and that wasn't supposed to happen, so I fixed it. But in fixing all of that, like, I sent everybody back to their respective teams because that was not supposed to happen, and I was trying to get it done. Like, for some reason, the Chiefs' interest in the players that they were interested in before was not anymore. Like, Aaron Lynch, they no longer want him, which completely screwed up the deal. So that just screwed up the whole entire existence of life. And in the meantime, I got a third-round draft pick and a fourth-round draft pick, but it just didn't work because the players weren't interested, the Chiefs weren't interested in my players anymore. So that just screwed up life. So instead of Kareem Hunt, we get Christian McCaffrey, which is a fun player, not a high overall player, but a fun player. Saquon Barkley is still going to be the starter, but Christian McCaffrey, Kareem Hunt can be, not Kareem Hunt, and Saquon Barkley can be a fun backfield, which now means I think we're going to improve one more position on this team. One more. Now, which position, I don't know. I think we're going to keep Saquon Barkley and Christian McCaffrey. We're going to trade away Tevin Coleman. We're good at wide receiver, good at tight end, good at offensive line. On defense, good at linebacker. We're good at safety. Do we add one more solid corner? But then we wouldn't have Shaquille Griffin play. Maybe what we just do is add a better defensive tackle than Ndamukong Suh. Maybe that's what we do. Maybe we add in one superstar defensive tackle and call it, that's it. Let's just do that. So last but not least, we're going to try and get a stud D tackle and then move along. And then have to sign some free agents because we have no depth anymore. But what is the best potential defensive tackle we can sign? Ndamukong Suh has been great. Do we try and get Aaron Donald? Have we got Aaron Donald? I don't think so. Not, but gosh dang it, of course. Aaron Donald, we just traded away Corey Moore, so he could have been helpful in the deal. They don't want Von Ingram, so screw that. Aaron Lynch, they want him. I don't want him either. So we gotta find a team interested in these guys to have a chance for a good deal to happen. So what team wants these guys? Like, I don't know what to do at this point. Do we try to get Patrick Peterson? I don't even know. Do we get Pat Pete? Do we get him? Do we just try to get him and say screw it? Well, I didn't expect. I did not expect. Didn't expect that to happen. But it just happened before our eyes. So we got Patrick Peterson. I guess that's solid. That just happened out of nowhere. Really didn't mean for that to happen, but it did. Well, I mean, I guess it's better than nothing. Like, we had two players we could trade away. We did it. We got ourselves a better backup defensive tackle. And we finished upgrading the team. We've literally traded everything possible away. Tevin Coleman, our 81 overall backup defensive tackle, and a 4th round draft pick for Geno Atkins. So basically, we're just trading up and, like, improving our backup D tackle, which means our defensive line is sick. It's sick. I know Ndamukong Suh's still going to be a starter, but this team is good. It is mighty good. So the last thing we can do, boys, to end off the episode is we got to add some depth to the team because we don't have a lot of depth. So first of all, we need a backup quarterback. We have to get some cheap guys because we don't have the most money in the world. So let's go Taysom Hill. We've used him in a series before. He's only $770K. We have $8 million to fill all our backups. So this is going to be interesting. We need a backup running or a third string running back too. Let's get somebody that's not worth $10 million. $1.31 million. We have Denard Berry. Welcome to the Miami Dolphins. He went to Miami in college. Now he's a member of the Dolphins. But we don't need a fullback. Screw a Francis Kreiner? A 75 overall fullback rookie? Why has nobody signed him? So we're good at wide receiver. I think we're okay at tight end. Now, we probably need one extra offensive lineman. We don't have any more tackles left. So let's get somebody kind of cheap. Sam. We have the same name. Let's rock with it. We get Sam. We don't need any more guards. We do need some backup defensive ends for sure. So let's go with Jalen Byers, 900K. Jalen, you're my man for today's episode. We need another backup linebacker. Ufamba. That's my man. I love it. Ufamba. Welcome to the team. We also need a backup safety. because we'll take Ed Reynolds. He's my man. He's the life. He's the guy. So we get him and maybe a backup strong safety too. This guy has a brilliant name, Clayton Fedgetalime. We're going to add him to the team. We have $2 million to spend. So what else do we add? Maybe we get a, do we need a third tight end? Do we really need a third tight end? They're too expensive. No, we are not getting a third tight end. Maybe last but not least, we probably need maybe one more linebacker for depth. I mean, they could play D-line if we needed them to. Who's the best linebacker available? Spencer? Vince Beigel? He's a Josh Martin? Matt Longdarce? Lynn Aguilar? Let's go with Vince. We have enough money. He's a 74. He's good depth. We signed him to the team. That's going to do it for today's extremely long trade deadline episode. So in recap, boys, in today's episode, we got some good players. Even that fullback we signed is our backup, our third string tight end, so that actually ended up being solid. Hey, we might actually, okay, we need one more lineman. We literally have one backup lineman, and with the injuries we've seen, we need more than one backup lineman. I don't think we only have like $400K. So what's the cheapest lineman we can sign? I thought we had more linemen than that. I'm kind of concerned now. What's the cheapest? $470K? We don't have enough. So we're living on edge right now. We're living on the edge, boys. So we can make that happen if we need another lineman. But anyways, we trade for Christian McCaffrey. Kind of a downgrade there, but it helped us fix like the team elsewhere. We trade for Amari Cooper. On defense, we trade for CJ Mosley. I was kind of confused. This guy's actually going to have to start here in the meantime because Griffin's hurt. But when he comes back, he's a fast linebacker. He's solid. We trade for Geno Atkins. We trade for Justin Houston and Patrick Peterson. That's solid. That's actually so freaking solid. Like, our defense is insane. It's fast. It's good. It's pretty young. Aside from the front, the defensive line is kind of old. The linebacker and back is young. This team's good. This team I'm not going to play the game for today's episode. It's already been a super long episode. I'm just curious. The team finishes off at a 92 overall. The team was sub 80 before we started this series. So you guys have done some awesome work in making this team incredible. So now it's time to hopefully finish the season, hopefully 14-2, and make it to the playoffs and win the Super Bowl. So boys, that is going to do it for today's trade deadline episode. If you guys did enjoy, please make sure to drop a big thumbs up and subscribe if you are new. Turn on the notification bell if you haven't so you not miss any uploads on this series. With that said, I'll catch you guys next time. Have a great rest of your day. God bless and peace.